Thank you, Presiding Officer. To ask the First Minister whether he will provide an update on how the Scottish Government is working to tackle Islamophobia in Scotland, in light of reports that anti-Muslim hate incidents across the UK reached record levels in 2024.
Minister.
Presiding Officer, the rise in anti-Muslim hate is of serious concern. The Scottish Government unequivocally condemns all forms of Islamophobia and the impact it has on individuals, families and communities. This is why we work cooperatively with a range of partners to tackle such pernicious behaviour. Our hate crime strategy and associated delivery plan includes strategic priorities for tackling both hate crime and Islamophobia in Scotland. Importantly, the strategy was informed by those with lived experience of Islamophobia, which is central to understanding the challenges that we face in this area.
Faisal Chowdhury.
Thank you. I thank the First Minister for the answer. The First Minister will know that last Friday was the beginning of Ramadan, a time of reflection, peace and hope for Muslims in Scotland and worldwide. But Muslim communities across the UK and Scotland are now facing hatred at a higher level than ever. The UK Labour government has now convened a working group on Islamophobia, which will create a definition of Islamophobia. So will the Scottish Government implement this definition? And can the First Minister say when we will see a real progress on the implementation of the recommendation from the cross-party group, the inquiry into Islamophobia in Scotland?
First Minister.
On the cross-party group report, there were two recommendations, I think, that were levelled at the Scottish Government. One was to increase the understanding of Islamophobia in the curriculum in our schools, and the other was to ensure that the public sector equality duty was enforced in schools. And I can assure Mr Chowdhury those priorities have been taken forward by the Scottish Government. I think it's absolutely vital that we do all that we can to ensure that we take steps on this issue. We will consider any decision made by the United Kingdom Government on the issue of a definition of Islamophobia and consider any implications for our own approach to adopting a definition once that material is clear from the United Kingdom Government.
Brief supplementary, Audrey Nicholl.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. The growing levels of Islamophobia seen in the UK are deeply concerning, and it's absolutely vital we recognise that more must be done. So can the First Minister further outline how he hopes the gathering with representatives from key organisations that Faisal Chowdhury referenced, alongside the leaders of Scotland's parliamentary parties announced last week, will assist in creating a more cohesive society where everyone feels at home?
First Minister.
So last week I set out my aspiration to draw together leaders from across Scotland, including from our parliamentary parties, to consider how we can agree a common approach to asserting the values of our country in order to bring people together and to create a cohesive society where everyone feels safe at home. I'm very heartened by the response from civic society and from parliamentary party leaders, and I hope that we will be able to convene that gathering on the 23rd of April. My objective is to draw people together to encourage community cohesion, which involves working to tackle the hatred and prejudice that Mr Chowdhury has raised today and which has been echoed by Audrey Nicholl. And I look forward to utilising that gathering to create a firm foundation for the values of Scottish society.